Okay, we're going to look at number 50 and 51 on your practice final here. We're going to find fg of x for f of x equals 5 minus x squared and g of x equals 5 minus x. And then for 51, we're going to find if f of x equals 3x plus 6 and g of x equals 3 plus 6, find f of g of negative 4. Okay, you got to note the difference here in these two problems. You can see right here in this problem, we have f and g right next to each other. And in 51, we have a little dot in between that. Okay. When we have them right next to each other, that means we're going to multiply the two functions. So right here, this one means we're going to multiply it. So we're going to have f of x times g of x. So in this problem, it would be 25 minus x squared, which is f of x, and g of x would be 5 minus x. In this problem, we would FOIL it out, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to have, let's see, 125 FO minus 25x I minus 5x squared and L plus x cubed. So that would be B right there. Okay, number 51 is different though. This one, we have that little dot in between. That means it's the composition of the two functions. So what we're going to do here is f of g of negative 4 is the same thing as saying this. F of g of negative 4. So this is significantly different, as you can see. Compared, those two are significantly different. If they're right next to each other, that means multiply. If they have that little dot in between, that means what we're going to do first is we're going to evaluate negative 4 for g of x here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put negative 4 in for x. So this is going to be f of, so now we're going to put negative 4 in here. So it's 3 times negative 4 plus 6. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 plus 6 is negative 6. So now we have f of negative 6. So now we're going to evaluate negative 6 for f of x here. I mean, it's the same equation as g of x, but now we're going to evaluate it again for negative 6. So it's going to be 3 times negative 6 plus 6. Again, all I did was I substituted the negative 6 in for the x. So 3 times negative 6 is negative 18 plus 6, that is negative 12. So the answer is A. So again, you got to note the difference here. In this problem, all we do is we just multiply the two together. Okay, that's what unfortunately a lot of you guys made that mistake when it came to the test when we had it on the previous test. You got to get it right now. Now note the difference here. This is a composition. What happens is you evaluate it for g first, then you evaluate it for f. So you evaluate for g, then evaluate for f.